Bonjour, hi, Canada. It's Hugh Hewitt inside the ReliefFactor.com studio. America held hostage by Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, day 3. You heard me yesterday. If you heard me yesterday, I have never been this exercised. I remain exercised. I watched the whole Senate debate yesterday. Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are ravaging the country. They are destroying jobs. They hint, oh, we might have a deal. And then Nancy Pelosi rolls out a demand for mandatory social diversity corporate boards. And Tom Cotton, who will be my guest later, listed 10 absurdities of her demands. They have nothing to do with businesses closing, employees losing their jobs, the stock market tanking. Now, the market may have a very good day because yesterday you called the Senate, 202-224-3121, and screamed. Yesterday, John Thune, Lamar Alexander, people who never lose their cool, me, lost their cool because we do not like the country being held hostage by Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi for very base political reasons. It is an indelible stain on them. Never forget. Never forget that they held the country hostage and the economy, and they cost millions of jobs. I hope they come back. I don't know that they will. They are crippling the economy purposefully in an attempt to implement the radical left-wing vision of a small group of radical left-wing House members who have the septuagenarian Nancy Pelosi scared to death. She won't talk to the media. She won't talk to anyone. She issues demands which keeps AOC and the squad happy, and they're scared to death, and they're holding the country hostage. But they are getting pummeled, and you will not forget in November. Joe Biden is disappeared. He will not lead his party, of which he will be the nominee. He will not step up and say, stop this destructive action. But yesterday, by the way, a little bit of news just to make you happy. I've got a great show today. Great show. We're going to talk to the Surgeon General of the United States. We're going to talk with Senators Cotton and Scott and McSally, Governor Hogan, great journalist David Drucker, and Byron York. And you should know that yesterday it was announced, I have agreed with Salem Media Corporation to continue this show through December of 2028, at least. Through 3 more presidential elections, at least. Through December of 2028. Called a contract extension. We've been noodling it for months. Inked it up before the crisis. Released news of it yesterday. You can trust me. I'm going to be here, and all my legislator friends out there, you know I am never not going to forget, Democrats, what you did yesterday and Sunday. Never. Not once in the next 8 years will I let people forget that you held America hostage during the coronavirus crisis. Never. How bad did it get yesterday? Susan Collins, the most even-tempered and effective and influential legislator of the Senate, often the deciding vote, took to the floor of the Senate to speak her piece about the torpedoing of the bipartisan rescue package. As I said yesterday, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and the Senate Democrats shot out the wheels on the fire truck. Susan Collins was shut down by Chuck Schumer. Listen to cut 26 as Susan Collins cannot believe it.
Unbelievably, the Democratic leader objected to my even being able to speak this morning. Is that what we've come to? The Democratic leader objected to our convening at 9 o'clock this morning so that we could begin working in earnest. Is that what we've come to? The fact is we have been working on a bipartisan effort through task force with both Republicans and Democrats, making very good progress and putting together a comprehensive package, the third package that we have dealt with. This one is to address and prevent the economic devastation that is being caused by this virus. We don't have another day. We don't have another hour. We don't have another minute to delay acting. I have talked with businesses all over my state, small mom and pop businesses like a diner, a third-generation diner operated by the Simonis family in Lewiston, Maine. For the first time ever, they have had to close their doors. As Linda Simonis told me through tears yesterday, this is the first time ever we've been unemployed. Our son is unemployed. Our friends who have worked with us at this diner for years are unemployed. And we have a very good plan that we've worked in a bipartisan way. Marco Rubio and I on the Republican side, Ben Cardin and Jean Shaheen in very good faith on the Democratic side, that would help these small businesses and keep their employees paid, keep their employees getting paychecks. How can that possibly be controversial? How can any of us want to see millions of Americans lose their paychecks, their health insurance, their contributions to their retirement plans? We have a package that's part of this broader legislation. As the majority leader pointed out just yesterday, had we invoked cloture, that's not the end of the process. There still could have been 30 hours for us to refine.
You know, I want to say something at this point. As I've explained to you before, I am the CEO of the Nixon Foundation. So I'm taking myself out of the calculation. I'm doing the best I can by my employees. But I have been following a few organizations of which I am a member. In California and in D.C. All of them are closed. All of them are trying very hard to keep their payrolls going. They know this is a temporary shutdown. It might last a week more, 2 weeks more. It depends upon the efficacy of interventions. I'll talk about that with the Surgeon General. It depends upon the efficacy of the suppression. It depends on many factors, but we need to get restarted as soon as possible. All of us would like to keep our employees on the payroll. All of the employees would like to keep getting paid and keep their health insurance. And Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are holding them all hostage because we don't know what's going to happen. And so you hang on through all your cash reserves, and then you have no choice. And then you're Susan Collins' diner friends in Lewiston, Maine. And no customers, no revenue, no rent payment. You shut the doors. That's what Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are doing. That's what Senate Democrats are doing. And when Chris Murphy, who answered me on Twitter, got up and said, we've been left out of the process, that was not true. And they all know it. They all know it. Chuck Grassley was on the show. I'll talk with Cotton today. I'll talk with Senator Scott, who may have been shut out because he was self-quarantined. But they did this bipartisan bill all weekend long, and Nancy Pelosi blew it up. Here's Ted Cruz on the Senate floor, cut number 24 yesterday.
It was one party, the Democratic Party, saying to this chamber and the American people, hell no. We won't even take this up and discuss it. At a time of crisis, at a time when people are dying, that's wrong. That's shameful. When we awakened this morning, following the Democrats' obstruction, worldwide, there were 372,563 reported cases of the coronavirus. In the hours since then, just today, there have been an additional 23,352 cases reported today. While the Democrats are blocking the bill, 23,000 new cases today. In the United States, when we started this morning, there were 35,224 cases this morning. Right now, as of the latest numbers, there are 41,708 cases in the United States today. That means we've had an additional 6,484 cases today while the Democrats are blockading. And by the way, where are the Democrats?
Ted Cruz was ripping the bark off of them. Good for you, Senator Cruz. President Trump just tweeted The world market for face masks and ventilators is crazy. We are helping the states get equipment, but it's not easy. We just got 400 ventilators for New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, work beginning on 4 hospitals in New York, millions of different types of items coming. The country is mobilized. The Democrats are holding us hostage. Never forget. Everybody is working on it. Governors, New York, Democrats, Republicans, everybody.